Today I will guide you to visit the famous coconut candy village in Bến Tre, referring to the traditional wrap village of Vietnam. There are countless long stories to the next page. For example, the pottery village, weaving village, connecting hat village, and this traditional wrap village in the West associated with the childhood of children, not only here but also all over the country. Bến Tre coconut story in our childhood, everyone expected sweet candies from grandparents, a box of sweets and sweet from guests from. Coconut candy has its hometown in the coconut land of Bến Tre. It is a profession that has existed for nearly 100 years on this land. In the past, the people of Bến Tre knew how to take advantage of exploiting coconut material, a typical product of their hometown, into culinary products and also traditional wrap involved with regional culture without aware easy has. Currently, visitors to Bến Tre can visit and explore some typical wrap villages such as Bến Tre Coconut Candy Production Village. Bến Tre coconut candy is one of famous specialty of the country. It is traditional wrap involved with the culture of the country of coconut. Not only that, but when it comes to Bến Tre, visitors cannot forget the coconut candy that is both delicious, fatty and fragrant, but everyone mention it and nowhere is it can do it. Coconut candy originated from Morocco, so the Bến Tre function has been endowed. Due to the needs of economic development, the production of coconut candy has been expanded beyond Morocco districts. Currently in Bến Tre provide more than 118 coconut candy production factory with annual output up to tens of thousands of tons. Coconut candy making village are mainly concentrated in the districts of Morocco Nam, Morocco Bắc, Châu Thành, and Bến Tre City. One of the most famous wrap villages in the coconut candy village in were 7 of Bến Tre City. From ngã Năm Market road, you go about 1 kilometer to Nguyễn Văn Trú Street. On this route, you will encounter organized coconut candy production factory for visitors to visit and experience. Coconut candy is made from very simple copra and more. People will the coconut, get the copra and put it in a blender. Triple copra will be put in a bag and then use a rest to check coconut milk. Next, people put monty in. This mixture will be put into the pan and stirred constantly on the stove. When the juice is concentrated and change color, people will put in a long moss that have been lubricated with non-stick coconut oil. After the cooling, the candy maker will cut it into small bits and wrap with a layer of dry paper until now as a thin mail paper to moisture and avoid watery coconut candy, and then wrap it in plastic wrap to pack the finished product. Coming to eat wrap with it in Banche, visitor will find traditional cultural values hidden in a poetic and lyrical natural scenery of Banche, a maze of rivers, orchards, common house, pagodas, shrines, and ancient house which show the cultural style are in its sophisticated and handicraft product of artisans round generation. There are also wood artisans considered as the living museum of the rock village round which we can learn about the history from formation and development of the rock village, which many rock village over 100 years old. Visitor will hear artisans share their experience in enriching forests with a village. Visitor will witness firsthand the careful golden hands writing products with their charity of each rock village. The rosette of making coconut candy also extremely simple. When traveling here, tourists also have the opportunity to make delicious coconut candies by themselves. When visiting the coconut candy making village, visitor will have the opportunity to see firsthand how the people here make candy from the first to last day. Besides, visitor will be in the profession of boiling candy into mold and coating candy. After the candy has been put into the mold, visitor will enjoy the hot coconut candies right at the oven. When visiting the coconut candy making village, visitor will have the opportunity to see firsthand how the people here make candy from the first to the last day. Besides, visitor will be involved of pouring candy into mold and cutting candy. After the candy has been poured into the mold, visitor will enjoy the hot coconut candies right at the oven. You can travel to Banche at any time of the year. If you like water activities such as fishing, eating, film like, you can come here in the flooding season. Traveling to the Banche, visitor can choose to stay hotels such as with you can also choose the Thai homestay tourism, resting and living right at the house people. In addition, the traditional cultural and people of Dam Khai homeland will also be introduced from document picture poetry collection of Nguyễn Đình Chiểu or ethnic musical instrument made from coconut. Visitor have the opportunity to fully enjoy the stars of Banche at the stone. Food with the same price of 5,000 Vietnam dong, with many Bailey. This is famous west of the western land of the river. In particular performance, cultural exchange, and folk games with coconut. Identity will be held during event. The catheter, a typical from of the southern region. According to current statistics, the program is organized by the People's Committee of Benche Rovai Senior Investment and Development Zone Stock Company, Sunny Won Car, and Vietnam Signature Zone Stock Company in order to calling for support for investment cooperation purchase listing condition to encourage business in the Rovai, especially young startups, to start their business from the value of the products of their homeland. To development tourism, Benche also face many difficulty and obstacles. This is a new trend for Rap Village in particular, and Vietnam Rap Village in general. Through the survey, I would like to make some recommendations as follows. Authorities at all levels need to have more referential tax policy, attract investors, and attract more cooperation partners so that the Russian scale in recently expanded and the Benche coconut candy brands is recently recognized. Many people now recently met not only with domestic and international tourists in order to attract return visitors as well as rich conditions for business households to maintain and promote the traditional values of the village. Capital and outbursts for us is a very difficult problem in Rap Village. The amount of capital invested in is also quite a lot, but people don't have much capital in hand, so it is difficult to invest and upgrade equipment in order to product like quantity equipment and some other tools required. So capital investment in production is required. This the cost and risk difficulty for the sound maker in the village. Therefore, relevant sector, especially bank, need to face capital support as well as have more referential policy coming to the Rap Village. Relevant information is essential, but even check coconut candy Rap Village, they still lack of necessary information for visitors such as books, newspaper, magazine, introduction to the Rap Village, but to the Rap Village call up professional skills. The form of introduction, the transmission of information to visitors is still limited. The amount of information tourists collect may not consistent, but on the contrary, it's called sufficient for tourists when visiting Rap Village. The new Rap Village only products quality and famous products in the market, but has not been able to explore the accompanying and traditional buses service around the Rap Village when they are best, so it hasn't been able to exploit the spending tourist reasonable exploitation. If, if there are more service, it will reach more jobs for the village. Thank you for taking this exciting with us.